Today I'm going to be talking about how to take your basic cinnamon roll and make it into something a little bit more special. These are called Pecan Caramel Rolls, but you can also do them, put other things in there as well. In Germany these are called Schnecken, but what I'm going to do is I have my, I'm using muffin tins. You could do this just in a regular pan like your pie pan if you want to, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and put I'm putting a pecan in each one of my little containers here. As I said, if you wanted to make this just on a pie pan like we did our regular cinnamon rolls, you could totally do that, and then they would just cook together rather than being individual. I just decided I wanted to make them sort of fancy and make them so that they're individual here. And you can put them sitting up or down, whichever way you want to do it. Actually, I want to flip them over. Excuse me, just changed my mind. And that's the cool thing about this. You can change your mind. You don't have to use nuts at all. You can just do exactly what I'm doing, but just put without the nuts involved. And so the first thing, like I said, is just to put whatever you want in your the bottom of your cake cups or your pie tin, whichever. And then I'm going to take some of the caramel sauce that I talked about, and I'm just going to put about a tablespoon of caramel sauce just on top. And you can use just regular caramel sauce, any kind of what you make. What I have here is pretty thick and it's really delicious. And as I said, I'm just sticking that guy right on the bottom. And I'm just putting a small, like a half a teaspoon of, maybe a teaspoon of caramel sauce in each of my cups. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause and go make some cinnamon rolls. And then we're just going to put the cinnamon rolls in here, and then when they bake, I'm going to let them rise and bake. And then, and we do the cinnamon rolls the way we just did the other day, where you just, roll them out, put the butter, put the cinnamon. But instead of cutting 6, I'm going to put 12 so that they're a little bit smaller. I'm going to put them inside these muffin tins, allow them to rise just a little bit, and then I'm going to put them in the oven. Bake them as we do our regular cinnamon rolls. And then, oops, guys, got stuck there. And then once those are done, once they've baked, I'm going to very carefully flip them over, and then I'll show you what they look like. So like I said, it's just putting a nut in the bottom of the container with some caramel, cinnamon roll on top, and here we go. As I make the cinnamon rolls, there's just one thing that I'm going to do a little bit differently. When I was making cinnamon rolls, when I rolled it the small way. This time I'm going to, after I put the butter and cinnamon sugar, I'm going to actually roll it the long way, so that, because I'm going to make twice as many, so I want them to be a little bit smaller this time. So again, just decide how your dough will portion best. Now I'm just placing the sliced cinnamon rolls. As I said, instead of making 6, I'm making 12, so I'm just sticking them in on top. So I've got my caramel and my nuts, and then I'm putting the cinnamon roll just right on top, so that I hope it's just going to fill in that space. And so, and then as I said, I'm going to let them. You can do it as we did the cinnamon rolls. That if you want to put them in the oven, a cold oven, and let them rise, you can. Or with these guys, you can put them straight into a hot oven after they've had a chance to lighten up just a little bit. But this dough goes pretty quickly. And then, as I mentioned, I'll show you when these get done, how then you're going to be very careful to flip them over, so that way the caramel stays on the cinnamon roll and not on you. So, okay. Once your rolls come out of the oven, there is a trick about something I want to talk to you about, is that you want to, I usually put a piece of parchment over the top, and then I put a plate that's as big as my pan, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to actually move it. You want to flip it quickly and away from yourself, because what will happen is that you want this caramel to come down over the top, but you don't want to get the caramel on you because caramel is very, very hot and will burn very badly. And so what we're going to do is hopefully they will all release, and we'll just have caramel sauce right over the top. If by chance they don't all come out, what you can do is just go ahead and take a knife and then just put that right over the top and just allow that to soak in, and you'll have rolls that have caramel on them.